Good afternoon, everybody. This is George, the creator and founder of the Trump Rocks NFT project. And as always, you can pick up one of our beautiful Trump Rocks NFTs at trumprocks.rocks. Um, Last week, I was talking to you about the differences between Hex, um, or as we can refer to it now as eHex, Hex from Ethereum, and what was previously known as pHex, or now we're just calling it Hex or Hex on Pulse Chain. Um, and so I would like to get into what actually happened with Hex on Ethereum, the Hex on the Ethereum side, and why we ended up having this massive price dump here. Um, so essentially, I have both of these charts on like a 1 month time chart, um, and we can put them at log, and that make things a little bit clearer. Let's do that for both of them. Okay. And so we had the hex, and it was just scooting along at just above a penny for a long time. It was just in a long accumulation phase. And then, bam, all of a sudden, big price dump. And then, bam, big price dump. Now, what had happened was that the creator of Hex and Pulse Chain and the Pulse Chain ecosystem tweeted out that, hey, um, we need to focus on Hex from Pulse Chain. This is where we need to be. Gas fees on Ethereum are too high. This is making Hex on Ethereum too expensive. And so, big dump. That basically meant that the leader is no longer behind it. Bam, bam, bam. That was a tweet from Richard Hart. And subsequently, on the Pulse Chain side, what you saw around the same time frame is big pump. Um, went up to over like 2.75 cents. So nice pump, and then subsequently dumped back down, recovered, dumped a little bit more, just kind of moving with the market at that point. Um, so essentially, the creator of Pulse Chain didn't effectively abandoned the hex on the Ethereum side, but with good reason. So for the first reason, like I discussed last week, there was an airdrop of pHex to all eHex holders. So anyone who was on the Ethereum blockchain got a copy of their hex on the Pulse chain side, and that would be their stake. So there's already, it's not like he abandoned the community completely at all, really. Um, he essentially just said, hey, let's put our emphasis over here on the pulse chain side. The other thing that was happening with Hex on the Ethereum side is that the gas fees are just incredibly high right now. Not the highest they've ever been, but they are high, and it makes it expensive to make transactions. So if you wanted to buy, let's say you wanted to buy $100 worth of eHex using Uniswap, and you did so, you would be paying like 70, 80, maybe $90 in gas fees to get $100 worth of hex. Um, that's just stupid. Um, that also made staking and unstaking very expensive. All of those transactions ended up costing a lot of money. So until Ethereum gets its gas fees resolved, it makes sense to really focus on the pulse chain hex, because the same transaction, anytime I can purchase $50 worth of hex, $20 worth of hex, $10 worth of hex on the pulse chain side. It costs pennies. It costs fractions of a cent. Now again, you have to bridge your crypto to get it into the pulse chain side, and that actually has some transaction fees associated with it, a little bit of gas on the Ethereum side, but it's not nearly how much you would spend like just doing these transactions, staking and unstaking. Um, it's crazy expensive on the Ethereum side. That has also kind of affected the NFT market. Essentially made NFTs a little less expensive because there's less demand for them on the Ethereum side. Um, just because uh, you end up paying high transaction fees. You want to buy a $50 NFT and you end up spending $80 in gas for it. You do the math; it isn't pretty there. And that's really all I wanted to talk about on the Hex Hex market update essentially. Um, and of course, as always, you can always pick up one of our beautiful Trump Rocks NFTs if you want to support us. Keep these types of videos going. You can go over to trumprocks.rocks and mint one of our NFTs. Now, I have given you a choice. You can mint the NFTs on the Ethereum network, which would happen right here, or you can get this on the Pulse Chain network. Um, and that would take you over to the Trump Rocks page on Mintra, and you could mint a Trump Rocks on Pulse Chain. So just letting you know that option's out there, and there's a reason I put it over here because there would be gas fees. And you can mint a Trump Rocks NFT for a fraction of the cost that you could on the Ethereum side. So that's it. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful weekend.